I have been a fan of Figuarts for a very long time, ever since my first one that I reviewed, which was the Green Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, or it was the Dragon Ranger from Jiren Ranger. I really have liked Figuarts. I collected them over the years, from going from Power Rangers, Super Sentai, to Marvel, to pretty much anything, including like Dragon Ball Z and Super and stuff like that. Anything that I could get my hands on back in the day, I absolutely love to review, because I feel like these figures are fantastic. The quality is perfect at times. There is literally amazing parts, but quite recently they seem to have been dropping off. Now, one of the biggest things that happened was that for a long time, like we're talking years and years and years ago, they made tons of Power Rangers or Super Sentai ones, and then they just stopped. Like, I think the last one that they did was White Kiba Ranger, and then they stopped doing Power Rangers altogether, Super Sentai, which generally shocked me, because I thought they were doing well. And I remember reading an article saying that the White Kiba Ranger was their most popular Super Sentai Figuarts, and they just stopped. There was nothing. We saw prototypes for Gecki Ranger, we saw Jetman, we saw the rest of Go Ranger. Everything was there. Everything was absolutely perfect, but they literally just stopped. And now that we've had them coming in again with Zenkaija, we've had Don Momotaro, Zenkaija, both normal and black, and we've seen a few things kind of coming out that are going to happen. Now, I believe that there are like over 200 new Figuarts coming. Kamen Rider has been going on for such a long time. I think I like some of them. I collected the Kamen Rider Saber. Haven't really collected the new one, but there were ones that I generally liked. But I kind of sat down and thought, who would I like to see come out of Power Rangers or Super Sentai? And I thought I'd make a list. So let's jump to it. Maggie Red, I think, would be an absolute banger to start with. I really liked the suit. I really liked watching Mystic Force. I liked the costume design. I think that it would look slick as hell. And thinking on how shiny you could make it, how like the kind of like the costume would be. Either you keep a plastic cape or a cloth cape, whichever one that you wanted to go with. I generally think like having Maggie Red, Mystic Force Red would be a perfect one to kind of start with. I like it. You can do him with all his accessories. You could have him come with one of those brooms that he rides or something like that, and I think it would be kind of nice. You could then lead into like the Titan Megazord if you wanted to do that one. But yeah, I generally think that Maggie Red would be a great contender, and that's one that I would love to see. Jiren from Zenkaija would be my fourth choice. I have always liked some of the suits in Zenkaija. I really have grown fond of Kaito's costume, both normal and the black one that's coming out. But I generally really like Jiren's design. It might be the Mighty Morphing nostalgia or the Jiren Ranger stuff, but I think his costume is really well put together. Out of all the figures, Jiren is the one that sits on my desk in the corner, always watching me. And I generally really like that. So having a Figuarts of him would be absolutely perfect. I would wholeheartedly love that. And if they did the rest of them, I would. Now, it was a very big contender. Who do I want, Majin or Jiren? But Jiren is the one that I want the most. I think he'd look really, really cool. And just posing him with Kaito, the things that you could do photo-wise, it would be an absolute banger to have this one in there. So again, yeah, Jiren would be that one. Coming in at number 3 would be Abba Killer or White Dino. I wholeheartedly love the design of this entire costume. It's so simplistic. It stands out so well with only roughly maybe 4 or 5 colors: red, white, black, and gold. And that's it. So seeing something like this, and even if he went into Super Dino mode, where he had the entire whole kind of like those spikes that you could add in, oh man, that would be fantastic. You could release a double pack if you didn't want to attach all those kind of like spikes to him. You could have him come in his normal mode, or then later on you could release him in his Super Dino mode or whatever mode that it was. I would love that. I just love the design. I think it would look killer in photos. I think it would be one of my top favorite ones. And I think I'd probably buy like maybe 1 or 2, because I just really, really like the way the suit is. So I'm going to go with White Dino as well as Abba Killer for that one, because damn, I like that. Abba Killer. I love it. I think it's a good one. Now, number 2, it was a very hard choice because one of my favorite Rangers is definitely King Ranger from O Ranger. I wholeheartedly would love that one. And in Zeo, he's the one that kind of like really stood out when watching his TV, like when his TV thing. When his debut happened, I was entranced by Trey because I thought it was a cool costume. It stands out and it's still one of my favorites today. So personally, I would love that. I can imagine like the different staffs that you could have. We've seen it with the Lightning Collection. It looks a really nice figure, but having a Figuarts version would be perfect. I wholeheartedly would like that. I think it'd be really kind of cool to own. And you could have, again, more photos or just posing him with the others. And occasionally I would like to see all of O Ranger. Effectively, I would like them to release all these figures in one go. But if I had to choose, obviously my top 5, number 2 would go to King Ranger stroke as Gold Zeo. Now, number 1 shouldn't have to be a no-brainer. It would be Gecki Wolf, aka Purple Wolf Ranger from Jungle Fury, but from Gecki Ranger, Gecki Violet. I have loved the look, the design of that suit for a very long time. I've cosplayed as that Ranger so many times that it's one of my favorites, and it's very dear to my heart. I love everything about that Ranger, the costume design, and I love the fact that when I was talking to someone about how the suit was and why little parts of the design is against with Muay Thai fighting, I generally really love the costume a lot more. I met the actor who played RJ a long time ago at PalMorphCon, and I absolutely adored it. It is one of my favorite moments that I've ever experienced. The suit and the design from Gecki Ranger is very simplistic, that it works perfectly, and I would love it if they actually made this more than anything. It would be one of my favorite ones. I would pose it. Again, I probably would buy quite a few just so I could have one in box, out of box, and then one kind of whatever. But I generally would love to see this pose. I would love to make many like photos with it, generically just doing the toy photography side. But yeah, I generally just love how the suit works. I love the design. I would love to see all of this like kind of like come to life. But yeah, those are my top 5. Maggie Red, Jiren, Abba Killer, and then we've got King Ranger as well as good old Gecki Violet. So yeah, those are my favorite ones that I would love to see made into Figuarts. What are your thoughts? Which ones would you like? What's your top 5? Let me know down below in the comments. And do you collect the kind of Figuarts as well? Did you collect them back in the day, or have you given up? Let me know down below in the comments, and yeah, see ya.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。